Welcome to our second session on our webinar series. Thanks for joining us. We are India's first ever zero touch edtech platform completely driven by machine learning only. As per you, your way of thinking, your pace of understanding in any area of your interest. We have with us today Dr. Smriti Rekha Bora, who will be leading the session on following a career in pathology. Dr. Bora did her MBBS and postgraduate diploma in clinical pathology from Assam Medical College in Dibrugarh, which is Northeast India's first medical college. She worked in rural areas of Tinsukia for a year after internship, and she was also an integral part of COVID support team of Assam government in her capacity as state pathologist National Health Mission, Assam, where she worked for 2 years. She is now the consultant pathologist for Hind Labs in Guwahati. We thank her for joining our webinar series and welcome her to lead this session now.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Smriti.
Dr. Smriti, you can take it now.
Okay. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me, especially today on Valentine's Day. I'm very glad to be talking about the subject that I love, that is pathology, on this day. Now, the recent pandemic has brought a lot of light into the importance of people, healthcare workers, working in laboratories. Now, usually when we visualize a doctor, we see them sitting in a clinic, having a one-to-one interaction with patients and writing prescriptions. But the life of a person who deals with laboratory medicine is very different from that. We do not directly deal with patients. In fact, we help the clinicians so that they write the prescriptions correctly. Take the easy example of the COVID-19 test. When we do a COVID-19 test, it is not the patient who goes into the laboratory, it's their samples that goes. So the microbiologist who is inside the laboratory processes the samples and does whatever is necessary to reach at the diagnosis, whether it is positive or negative. And based on that report, the clinician who is actually dealing with the patient decides the mode of treatment. Similarly, not only COVID, the microbiologists also deal with many other organisms which causes diseases like tuberculosis, AIDS, hepatitis, etc. Now, coming to my very own subject, pathology. Pathology is the study of diseases, all kinds of disease. And every disease in the human body starts in the smallest unit of the body, which is called a cell. And it is our job to observe these cells under the microscope or by special techniques to find out what is wrong inside the body. We have all heard about the term biopsy. Biopsy is the process of taking tissues from the body, be it from the skin or any parts like appendix, gallbladder, etc., and observing them under the microscope or by using different technologies to reach at a diagnosis. It even includes the detection of cancer. We can detect cancer cells and even stage the cancer. So this shows what a major part we as pathologists play in giving a direction to the type of treatment that the patient gets. So these subjects are very unconventional when we don't usually think about it when we choose medicine, but they're fulfilling in every way.
Mm-hmm.
Because I myself can tell you that how satisfying it is to give a proper report and be assured that the patient gets the correct treatment. But the problem with choosing unconventional subjects is that there's a lot of opinions that we have to face from the public. They will be telling things like, why don't you choose a clinical field, etc. I myself have faced that. So it's very important to have a clear knowledge about what are the career scopes and how the career actually is. Because even as an undergraduate, I did not really know what a pathologist really does. So such a platform should be available where we can get the proper guidance and guidance which we can trust. So in these situations, I think such platforms like My Language, My Learning can come into use if they provide all the necessary information and from sources which we can trust. So it helps us a lot to choose something unconventional.
So, Smriti, can you tell us, for future healthcare workers or even doctors, because most parents are very, they want their kids to be either engineers or doctors. So what do you what do you suggest, means how critical is the skill-based or knowledge-based education and for developing a career in unconventional fields of medicine? Because like you said, that pathology is something which is not preferred by many because there is not much out there for people to know about it, right? So whenever we talk about medicine, we normally go for the general medicine. We even think about orthopedics. We even think about gynecology, but nobody talks about radiology or pathology. So what do you think, how critical is it skill-based education in it to follow or pursue a career in pathology?
So like I said, these platforms which provide us all the information as to how the career shapes up, or even like the proper description of our jobs, that is very necessary. And in the life of a doctor, studying is a continuous process. And especially when we start practicing, it becomes very difficult to juggle between our long duty hours and our studies. But we have to do it side by side. So, and it's not possible for us to always carry our heavy books. Our books are very big and heavy, and we cannot keep carrying it around us. So, in these cases, I feel like an online platform where we get access to everything, to have the library in our fingertips. It's very important. Not just to help us with our cases, but to prepare for our exams. Like we have never-ending exams in our lives. Even I myself now I'm preparing for an exam while juggling between a long duty hour. I go in the morning, I come back in the evening, and then I spend around 3 hours of the day traveling. So since now I have started studying from online platforms, it becomes very easy for me to like study when I'm stuck in traffic or even during my lunch break or whenever I get the free time. But it is very important that these platforms should be skill-based and practical oriented. Because just mucking up things, and we don't have that complete concentration when we're studying on the move. So it has to be very visually appealing with proper images so that we can have a photographic memory and understanding of things. So that is how I feel these online platforms should be and can help us to develop our skills.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, you are right about we are being stuck in traffic, and online education is something that we always have our mobile in our hand, so we can always tune into our earphones and learn something rather than wasting our time in the traffic. So that is one good point you picked out. Another thing I wanted to know is the importance of user cognizance, mother tongue, and communication channel in knowledge-based education, and how they can help in studying medicine.
Yes. Now, leaving all the technicalities aside, the very one skill that every doctor should have is the communication skill. That is the most important, because an impression of a doctor is created by how he or she talks with the patient. And more often it happens that doctors are so stressed, they cannot give so much importance to that. And not everybody becomes a good communicator. It does happen with practice, but not for everybody. So I feel like there should be some guidance which we can consult, which helps us to know where we lack, how we can do better to improve our communication and stuff like that. Also, as about mother tongue, it is very important to know the mother tongue of the place where we practice, and not just the mother tongue. Like, for example, in Assam, we don't just get Assamese patients. There are people who talk in Hindi, so we have to be good in Hindi too. Then there are the people from the tea garden who speak a very different dialect. And most often, sometimes it so happens we do not really understand what they say. And unless we don't understand what they say, we cannot really get into the proper diagnosis. And people are most comfortable talking in their mother tongue. So knowing the mother tongue and having to converse with them in that is very important as a doctor. And often we fail to find the exact source from where we can learn these things. So maybe the online platforms can also provide us with language skills and communication skills, which we can use to deal with our patients better.
So you have also worked in the COVID support team for Assam government when COVID was at peak in Assam.
Yes.
And Assam government really did a good job. Thank you guys for being at the front line. So how do you think, what has been your experience, because you also studied medicine, what has been your experience to the future healthcare workers? How would you tell your future healthcare workers regarding the pandemic? So what advice do you have for the future frontline workers? Because this virus is not going anywhere.
Yes.
So
basically, one thing the pandemic did very good is that it showed how much healthcare workers and how much the health system is important for any country. We have seen, everybody has shown appreciation to healthcare workers in their own way. And especially I'm happy that the laboratory side of medicine has come so much into focus, because many people, they look down upon these subjects and think that these are subjects to fall back upon when we don't get higher subjects, which they consider higher. I don't. So that at least now people appreciate the people in the laboratories. And so for the future healthcare workers, I would just like to say that just choose the subject which you really love, not which you can earn more money or anything like that, because money is there everywhere. If you want to practice in multiple places, you can. If you want to focus in research, you can. If you want to teach, you can also enter a medical college. So the options are varied. And there is a lot of opportunity, especially in India, because healthcare needs much more healthcare workers than there already is. And in a pandemic, I think everybody has shown a lot of courage, and that is possible only because they know, they have understood their importance, that if they do not do it, who else will? So that's all I'd like to say about healthcare workers in a pandemic.
Also, because my learning is all about cognitive learning, user-based learning, because we focus only on, what about our user only. We focus on our users' space of understanding or users' area of interest. So how do you think cognitive learning can help in understanding and choosing unconventional careers, even in medicine, or any line that they can choose?
Through cognitive learning, I think the user himself will be able to explore what his key interests are, or what he or she is really good at. And that way they can go into further understanding those subjects clearly. So that is how I feel user cognition can help people to choose further careers.
Okay. That's really nice. We also have a question from one of the audience, Tejunidhi Kulli. He had a question that how can what options does pharmacology have in pathology? What are the pharmacology options in pathology?
Okay, pharmacology is a completely different entity. It deals mostly with drugs or medicines. Obviously, it is important because now, like if we see, there is a lot of research in the genetic field. Now, unless a pathologist in the research line finds out the root problem, like where the problem is, the pharmacologist cannot produce a drug which is directed at that. So in that way, pharmacology and pathology are interconnected. As about pharmacology, the career options are very different. They can either, as in pathology, they can join academics and go into teaching in medical college, or they can go into pharmaceutical companies, which make new drugs or try the new drugs. So they have the option of doing that. So basically, patho and pharma are interconnected, but the career options are quite different.
Okay. So, Dr. Smriti, we are also launching a course on virology soon. Perhaps this week, please follow us on all our social media channels to, for more updates. So we have seen with this pandemic, online education has become dominant, which is why we at My Language, My Learning believe that it needs not only to be, blend with formal classroom teaching, but also should follow skill development. And not only focus only on rote learning and scoring, because learning should go beyond scoring marks, right? Otherwise, it will be just about, scoring marks and not really understanding what we have studied. So at My Language, My Learning, we are trying to change that. We are trying to make learning a bit more interesting and something that you really like you have chosen to pursue a career in pathology because you really like that topic, right? So we hope that our audience will also take inspiration from you. And thank you for coming here on our webinar and enlightening us with your experience and sharing our queries that we have. We are very grateful to have you, and all the best for your success. All the best for your endeavors.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah, thank you so much.